guys, Tomboy601, and today, the Stellar Clash. Hey guys, Tomboy601, post-editing Tomboy601. Turns out, game mode is Planet Clash. I call it Stellar Clash throughout this whole video, but it's Planet Clash. Okay, back to the regular scheduled content. Guide, I know it's a bit delayed, apologies, was out on vacation, figured it's time to make one of these. If you're unaware, Stellar Clash, this year's April Fool's event. We're going to go over the ships, the best strategy, show off the rewards, and talk about what's really worth getting with Stellar Clash. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and dive on in. Now, Stellar Clash is a PvE sort of experience, and you will be able to use one of 3 ships. The first one, and this one's probably the most powerful and the most important, is going to be the Achilles, aka the Destroyer. Based on the Oland, it is also the ultimate reward ship for this whole endeavor. We'll go over how to get it a little bit later. But also, before we do that, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you so much. Anyways, torpedoes are going to be the name of the game for the Achilles. They are some of the most powerful, and when fully upgraded, you're going to be launching them every like 5 to 6 seconds, which means you're going to be pumping them out, and the damage that they do is going to be incredibly important. You kind of just have to keep your head on a swivel and kind of know what you're doing as a destroyer player in order to really deliver your team success, because you are probably the most important ship out there, but you need to know what you're doing. As far as your consumables go, you'll have a damage controlled party, kind of standard right there. A shield booster, which is unique for this event. For this event, every single ship has shields, so they are a rechargeable sort of base of health that after a little bit of time will begin to recharge. This gives you a 100% shield really quickly. Basically, you want to activate this when you're getting low. Then the Achilles also has an EMP wave. This is going to disable ships in the area for 10 seconds. It's going to take down shields, and it's also going to damage them just slightly. I found it works. It was very useful for if you know you're about to hit one of the shielded battleships, or right when some ships pop up next to you, is a good way just to get a little bit of extra damage into them. And the final consumable that the Achilles has is going to be the smoke, which is a 25-second duration smoke. It's not very long, so you're going to need to know when you really want to deploy it, because if you deploy it too early, you could kind of get yourself into some large bits of trouble. The next ship in Stellar Clash is going to be the Zaya, the cruiser that is based on the Zao. Personally, I would build this ship all about that AP, because it's all about doing damage. One big thing is when you're playing the cruiser, you need to kind of have your head on a swivel and understand when is the time to open up and when it is more behooving you just to kind of nose in and know who to bow tank at the moment. Because I think one of the biggest problems I've seen out there is cruiser players getting used to not getting damaged too badly in the lower tiers, and the upper tiers just opening themselves up and just kind of sort of getting dev struck and overextending themselves. So I would build into the AP, only really switching over the HE when you're dealing with the destroyers. But that's sort of the way I would go with that. Consumables that Zaya has: damage control party, you know about that. Shield booster, you know about that. EMP booster, this one's interesting. It's a reload booster that is going to reduce your reload by 40%, and it's going to turn shells into EMP shells. Now, what are EMP shells? Well, I'm glad you asked. They are shells that do extra damage to shields. Makes sense. The final consumable that Zaya has access to is the radar, 20 kilometers for 45 seconds. Great. Awesome. The final ship that you can kind of be at the helm for is going to be the Avenger. This one's based on Amagi. She has AP and EMP shells. The EMP shells are going to do 4 times damage to shields compared to non-shielded hits. So pretty substantive. They can absolutely wreck the shields, assuming you get in at the right angle. From what I felt like, you know, personally, I feel like maybe the EMP shells should act more like HE shells because they're hitting a force field. And penetration angle shouldn't matter, but it did feel like penetration angles ended up mattering, which is a bit unfortunate. As far as consumables go for the Avenger, you're looking at damage control party, shield booster, and then the orbital strike. This basically allows you to choose one enemy and do 35,000 damage to them. Pretty great. As far as the role for the Avenger, it really is sort of tank and stay alive. Get down the shields, hit with orbital strikes, make sure you're angling correctly, stay alive. You do have a pretty decent secondary armament, one that isn't going to instantly melt the enemy destroyers, but one that does definitely put out the damage and can keep up. As far as what ship I would best recommend for like solo players, that's going to be the Achilles. I'll go ahead and put up my map for sort of how I ended up playing with it. I will be honest, this is a strategy I found from the good old Black Priest 14. I will leave his video in the description down below. He goes into way better detail on this strategy. If you don't know who Black Priest is, he is one of the better destroyer players in the game, period, if not the best destroyer player in the game. And he does a fantastic job explaining the nuances to the strategy. But the idea is run past the first spawn of the All Destroyer and then kind of set yourself up to stealth torpedo at the second and third spawns is the TLDR of that. And I guess we should kind of just explain how to win the game mode overall. To advance in the first couple rounds, there are 5 objectives you have to complete. The main goal is to defeat the All Destroyer and kill 15 of her minions. And then you have to complete 5 other tasks. One is sink enemy ships with shields. Okay. At least 3 players have to survive. Complete the main goal in less than 13 minutes. Sink enemy ships, and then finally complete all 3 All Destroyer encounter phases. So a lot of it kind of comes with the territory. Then once you move on to the hardest difficulty, then it just becomes kill 15 minions and sink the All Destroyer. The All Destroyer being, I believe, a Grossa Kernfürst, but with definitely beefed up HP stats and damage resistance stats, that's for sure. But what it will do is it will sit stationary at one of 4 locations. First one is a guaranteed location, and when you get it down to half of its health, it has both a shield and a standard health bar. When it gets down to half health, it will teleport to either to the left side of the island or the right side of the island. You'll then have to go there, remove its health once again down to half health, and then it will go to the rear of the map, and then you'll have to totally sink it. You'll have to do all of that within the 15-minute time frame of the game, which can be a bit stressful. One thing I will say is try to do this earlier rather than later, just because people stop sort of playing this game mode as time goes on, and as people stop playing, the less and less skilled players are still around. It took me 7 attempts, more than 7 attempts, but on the day I actually succeeded, 7 attempts, and basically every single time on all 6 of the failures, someone on my team died within the first spawn of the All Destroyer. Once that happened, I personally knew it's not happening this round. You do need the whole team to at least survive past that first one. If you are not surviving past the first spawn of the All Destroyer on tier 5, you need to look in the mirror and understand that you may be the problem, and you may want to get good, as the kids say. So, with all that said, the 2 sort of key rewards for this is the Mikoyan, which is a tier 4 Russian premium cruiser that we do have some gameplay going on in the background on and off. It's okay. It's fine. It's not the best, but it's around. You get that by completing up through level 5 of the of uh, of the game mode. The other big key reward is going to be the Achilles. As we said before, it's based off the Oland. I think it has a couple of stats that are changed and that are, I'll be honest, a bit better. And Oland was already a pretty strong ship, so that's pretty compelling. You need to earn 13,000 of the event currency in order to unlock it. The event currency is called Stellar Chips. For getting to level 5 of the hardest difficulty, I got 6,900 of the stellar chips. Additionally, you can earn 2,000 chips each week by completing the set of missions that are available. Complete that mission for the 4 weeks that the game mode will be available. That will net you 8,000 credits. Add that to the 6,900. That gives you around 15,000 credits, which is well within the way to get the 13,000 credit cost of the Oland. If you don't want to go down that route because playing the game mode has just caused you to tear out your hair, the other way to go about it is if you buy the stellar crates, you get 250 chips for each 1,000 doubloons you spend on the boxes. The rewards in there are okay. They're not great. They do contain a lot of the other Stellar Clash stuff. So if you're kind of after that, that may be a method, though. Once again, your money is yours, and I don't want to tell you how to spend it. As far as what else you can buy with the Stellar Chips, well, you can buy more crates, but they won't give you Stellar Chips. Makes sense. And you can also buy commander guises of all the commanders that are featured in the game mode. If you want to spend, they're 5,000 Stellar Chips to unlock those guises. Personally, I don't think that's worth it. I just don't. But hey, it's your money. You spend it how you want. Anyways, guys, that is Stellar Clash. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. See ya.